YouTube, how you doing? I haven't talked to you motherfuckers in a minute. What's cracking? Anyway, so I need to make a video tonight, and I might make another one just because I owe you motherfuckers a video. I made one last week, and I fucking deleted it because I didn't like the way it came out. It was just too long and too gay. But yeah, let me get into this one. So one thing about all hip hop heads is everybody's got a taste. And everybody's got this shit called recommendations, right? So that people are just gonna sit there and fucking be like, oh, have you heard of so-and-so? Oh, you never heard of so-and-so? Oh, shit. What's wrong with you? So tonight, I'm getting my drink on, some gin and tonic. And I'm gonna give you guys my recommendations. So this is my version of, oh, have you heard of so-and-so? So, here we go. First off, this is a big one right here. This is a big one for me because it's a big album from my childhood. Not really an album, not really the entire album, but one particular song. There's a song in here called Back in the Day. When I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. So this is like one of those like nostalgia songs, but this shit came out in the early 90s, so it's like nostalgic to the 80s. And the late 70s and shit like that. I mean, you really have to hear the song, and it really gives you a really nice feel for what music meant to this guy up to this point. Because this is like right around the time that gangster rap took off. Like 91, I think, 92. So, check this album out. It's just called Ahmad. And this album, the entire album, is actually pretty damn good. If you see this shit sitting on the shelf, when you're walking around browsing, pick this one up. So this is my first recommendation. Another recommendation, somebody you definitely have heard about. And this is somebody that is a pretty big time name. And it is Common. Used to be known as Common Sense. So Common Sense, again, this is like a big song here. I Used to Love Her. That song right there. I mean, go get on YouTube and listen to it. This is a classic hip hop track. But what nobody does is ever listen to the entire album. And let me tell you, this entire album is a 100% classic. This is by far Common's best album, in my opinion. And you need to hear the entire album to really get a feel for well, I don't know, maybe what he was going through at the time. I mean, just the song, I Used to Love Her, will tell you a lot. But the entire album is very well produced, and his lyrics are sound throughout the entire thing. So check this album out, please. Another album, hailing out of Oakland, The Conscious Sisters, Ear to the Street. So this album is very close to my heart because I really like these two motherfuckers. They're fucking great rappers. And they're very what do I say? They're very contemporary to the 90s. They're straight like mid 90s Oakland gangsta shit, and it's great. Like this is one of those albums that I slept on for a long time until I heard the entire thing. My favorite track on this is Showdown right there. You listen to that track, you're gonna be like, damn, Dr. Dre must have produced that shit. But no, this is produced by a dude named Paris, who was also a rapper from Oakland, big revolutionary dude, Black Panther type. But this right here, this is more gangsta shit than revolutionary. So yeah, Conscious Daughters, Ear to the Street, peep this shit. Another big one. Actually, I don't know how big this one is. I don't know how many people have even heard of Zion I. Zion I, may or may not. His album, Mind Over Matter, is incredibly good. And the song that really stands out to me, and this is the first song I ever heard, was Silly Putty, right there, featuring the Grouch of the Living Legends. This track, oh my god, you need to hear it. It's literally one of the greatest hip-hop songs of all time, just the way it's put together, the production on it. If you don't hear anything else from this album, at least go hear Silly Putty. Now, here's another one that it's not very obscure to say, so to speak. DJ Muggs and Jizza. So I may or may not have mentioned before that Muggs has like a series of albums that he recorded with artists that he pretty much did all the production, and he just teamed up with certain artists. So he did an album with Jizza, he did an album with Sick Jack and of Psycho Realm, he did one with Ill Bill from Nonfiction, he did one with Planet Asia, and they're all great. Like every artist that he's collaborated with, it's come out to be a great album because DJ Muggs is a top-notch producer. So Grandmasters right here, this is my favorite piece of work that the Jizza has done. I actually like this more than his debut album Liquid Swords with the Wu-Tang, the big Wu-Tang record, right? Because that's really what it is. Liquid Swords is just another Wu-Tang record. But I highly recommend this. If you've never heard this, slap the fuck out of yourself. Go listen to it. And if you can find it on vinyl, shit, good luck. Because I had to search this one out fucking hard. One that you may not have heard of. You need to be Mexican to really like this dude. So Kid Frost, right? Or just Frost right here. He's literally the first Mexican to really make any kind of noise with the song called La Raza. And me being Mexican, I actually really like this dude. He's pretty intricate rapper. He's the cholo type, like the essay type. But he's an OG basically. My song on this is Eastside Rendezvous, that first track right there. Oh my god, when I hear that song, I have a ass-gasm. Love that album. Okay, this one, I don't know if anybody's ever heard it. And many people may have skipped this album, but Corrupt from the Dog Pound. This album, Space Boogie Smoke Odyssey. By far my favorite Corrupt album. Some people might like the Corruption or Streets is a Mother, which I brought up on a previous video. But this one right here is produced mostly by Fred Wreck and Daz. And Fred Wreck is an amazing producer. You really have to hear his production style. At the time that he did this album, he was on some Dr. Dre shit. Like, he was really sounding like Dr. Dre in his production. And when I heard the track, I was like, man, Dr. Dre produced this shit? I was like, no, it was fucking Fred Wreck. Really took the style. The lyrics, top notch. I mean, it's Corrupt. Corrupt is a fucking lyricist. You can't go wrong with Corrupt at all. Corrupt is always on point. So check this album out. Another one, I brought these guys up on the last video. Lupac. Sound Pieces, The Antidote. This is an album that I've been really getting into recently. Madlib, the producer of Madlib, really he really laid the dick down on this album. So go check this one out. My track on this one is Crate Digging. How many know about crate digging? What does crate digging mean to me? dope, sick ass track. These guys right here, I guarantee you, if you saw this fucking record, you would walk right by it. How do I know? Because I walked right by it. And this record literally sat at the record store that I always go to. I mean, maybe, I don't know, probably like a good 10 months. And nobody bought it. And that maybe because it's out here in Florida. But I mean, I'm from Cali. I know who the fuck these guys are. I just never picked it up because I never heard anything good from them. But that was my mistake. So OFTB, Operation From the Bottom. These guys, this fucking album is very good. And I bought it on a whim. I bought it honestly because I felt sorry for the record. It just sat there for so fucking long. It sat there for fucking months, and I just decided, you know what, I need to save this record, and I'm gonna go home and listen to it. And when I did, I shit you not, this album, these guys are like another NWA. That's literally what they are. This album, straight up Watts. I mean, they even diss NWA in it because they're from Watts. They're not from Compton. They kind of feel like they've been overlooked because of NWA and blah blah blah. But check this album out. It's called OFTB Straight Up Watts. This is a very obscure one. So if you can find it, I mean, download it, whatever. The next one, this is like a movie, literally. I mean, you listen to this shit. This is the album is like a movie. It's a legit story from beginning to end. There's actually a video for this album that it's like a movie. You know, it's like a 5-minute movie, but it's like a condensed version of it. So basically, I'm not gonna give you guys the story, but basically what it is like a compilation. So Prince Paul, he was from what I remember, the earliest I heard him, he was a producer for like De La Soul and produced with RZA on Gravediggers and shit like that. Like that's as far as I can remember him. But he did this album by himself, and man, he collected a bunch of rappers to get on this and just like literally lay the dick down. I mean, he's got like Exhibit, Everlast, Big Daddy Kane, and it's a story. It's it's not the greatest story, but it's very well put together to where you will stay in tune to listen to the whole thing. You need to listen to this shit. You need to listen to Prince Paul's Prince Among Thieves. Ugh, man. Fucking gin and tonic. So, R.A. the Rugged Man. Who has not heard of R.A. the Rugged Man? If you've never heard of R.A. the Rugged Man, you need to fucking listen to him. I mean, R.A. the Rugged Man is pretty darn good. One of the best rappers that you've probably never ever heard of in your life. And this album, I mean, everything he's done, in my opinion, is very good. But this album right here, this is a masterpiece. Legends Never Die. He really went hard on this album, and you need to hear it. You seriously need to hear it. I can't even pick like my favorite track on this, because everything on this is just insanely good. And he's got a lot of good not cameos, collabos. People just jumped on this album. You know, there you go. Block McCloud, Vinny Paz, Tech Nine, Brother Ali, Talib Kweli. I mean, this album is just littered with great tracks. Everything on this album is great. So go check out R.A. the Rugged Man's Legends Never Die. And last but not least, maybe least, I don't know, Tash, Rap Life. Tash from the Alcoholics. If you're not a LA hip-hop head from the 90s like me, you may have never heard of Tash. But Tash, as far as I know, he's the only one to have a solo album from the Alcoholics. I don't know if J. Rowe ever had one. I never heard it, if he did. But yeah, Rap Live, fucking, this album sounds like 1999. Like, it came out in 99. It sounds like 99, you know what I mean? Like, it's golden era hip-hop. And just everything on this is great, too. Rap Life. The song Rap Life featuring Raekwon. It's great. So these are my recommendations. Go check this shit out. You know, I didn't just take these records out of my fucking stash over here for no reason. Go check them out. Get off your fucking ass and go check them out. Go. What are you still doing sitting there? Go fucking get them. All right? So I'm going to let you go so that you can get off your fucking ass and go get these records. Peace.